Coordinator Thursday at Hallis Hall delivered more storylines than anyone expected, but nothing overshadowed the incredible rise of cornerback Nan Wright. Only a few months ago, Wright was viewed as a depth piece fighting to stay in the league. Today, he stands as the NFC Defensive Player of the Month, and every coach who spoke today found themselves referencing his impact. Wright's November was nothing short of extraordinary: 3 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, and multiple game-changing defensive moments that shifted momentum every single week. These weren't empty stat performances. These were plays made in crucial moments, often against high-level receivers, and often when the Bears' defense desperately needed a spark. Coach Dennis Allen summed it up perfectly. "He's been huge for us. With other guys down, he stepped up in a big way and keeps showing up around the football." That's what winning football looks like. What makes Wright's story so compelling is the contrast between where he was and where he stands now. This is a player who barely saw the field in Dallas, bounced to Minnesota's practice squad, and entered Chicago on a veteran minimum prove-it contract. The kind of deal that rarely produces even a rotational starter, and yet here he is, leading the entire NFL in takeaways. That stat alone puts him in rare air. He isn't just outperforming expectations, he's performing like a high-level starter on a playoff contender. Yes, he'll give up catches to elite receivers like T. Higgins or A.J. Brown, but those players earn $25 to $35 million per year. Wright earns a fraction of that, yet delivers the biggest turnovers in the biggest moments. Wright's growth didn't happen by accident. Defensive backs coach Al Harris believed in him even when others didn't, pushing the front office to bring Wright in during training camp. Today, Wright openly says he'd love to play for Harris, as long as possible, hinting that wherever Harris goes in the future, Wright would like to follow. Whether Chicago decides to re-sign him long-term, or he tests the market, one thing is undeniable: this is one of the best value signings of the entire NFL season. And fans feel it too. Many are already wondering, should the Bears bring Nan Wright back next season? That debate will heat up quickly, especially if he continues producing turnovers at this pace. But before the off-season conversation arrives, the present focus is clear. Chicago faces the Green Bay Packers in Week 14, and Wright's play will be pivotal once again. His forced fumble on Jalen Hurts' tush-push attempt last week felt like a symbolic end to that controversial play. If that moment becomes the one that finally kills the Eagles' signature sneak, you can bet Wright's name will be remembered for it. For now, though, this Bears defense, rejuvenated, disciplined, opportunistic, knows Wright is a cornerstone of its identity. His rise from near-anonymous backup to NFC Player of the Month has become one of the league's most inspiring mid-season storylines. And Chicago will need every bit of his momentum as they prepare for the biggest rivalry game of the season. The offensive conversation today centered around one major topic: the passing game. Coordinator Declan Doyle spoke at length about what's been slightly off over the last couple of weeks. His message didn't hide anything. This isn't a Caleb Williams issue, and it isn't just a receiver issue. It's the entire operation. Doyle praised Caleb's growth, noting, "He continues to grow every week. He's managing the offense the way we want. More completions will come, but the progress is visible." Ben Johnson has been honest all year, and his earlier comments echo the same point: route timing, route detail, step depth, landmarks. Little things, but in the NFL, little things separate a good offense from a great one. What we're seeing on film is a pattern. When the receivers hit their exact spots, Caleb sometimes misses the throw. When Caleb hits the exact window, the receiver may slip or mistime the route. The chemistry is very close but has not fully clicked. Yet the encouraging part? The explosive plays are still coming. The run game is efficient. Caleb is protecting the football, not forcing turnovers. His pre-snap reads remain excellent. All signs point to a breakout passing performance on the horizon, possibly this Sunday. Whether will play a major role. Special teams coordinator Richard Hightower also addressed something that will matter significantly this week: the elements. Wind, cold, field conditions. It's December football, Classic Bears vs. Packers weather. Hightower said. This time of year, when it's all outside, we relish it. He praised the special teams unit for handling brutal wind in Philadelphia last week, calling it one of their most disciplined outings of the season. And fans haven't forgotten his legendary fake punt return call at Lambeau last year, a moment that helped Chicago secure a massive rivalry win. Don't be surprised if the staff pulls another trick out this week. Whether it's a fake field goal, a designed throw to Nan Wright, or a misdirection kick return, the Bears have been building to something creative. Special teams struggled earlier this season, but over the past month they've climbed near the top 10 rankings. It's a phase of the game that could swing this matchup. Before we continue, if you're a Bears fan who loves deep analysis, weekly breakdowns, and the most detailed injury updates, make sure you subscribe for daily Chicago Bears coverage. Big games deserve big conversations, and this week's rivalry showdown is one you don't want to miss. Injury updates today brought plenty of discussion, and for Chicago, the spotlight is on Rome Odunze and TJ Edwards. Rome Odunze, foot, trending toward questionable. Odunze did not practice Wednesday or Thursday. On paper, that's concerning. But this has been a lingering issue for weeks, and the Bears have carefully managed his workload. Early in the season, Odunze looked ready for a breakout year. Over time, though, the foot issue, along with a few mistimed throws from Caleb, has slowed him down slightly. He's missing a handful of tough but catchable passes that he usually brings in, and the injury appears to play a role. The Bears might ultimately do what they did earlier this season with Swift, sit him 1 week to get him fully right. With Cleveland right after Green Bay, that could become a consideration. But given Odunze's competitive nature, many inside Halas Hall believe he'll push hard to play Sunday. Expect him to be listed as questionable. Tyrique Stevenson ankle, unlikely to play. Stevenson also did not practice, and the staff is being cautious. With Jalen Johnson back and Nan Wright playing the best football of his career, Chicago doesn't need to rush Stevenson. TJ Edwards, hamstring/hand, truly 50-50. Edwards has been limited all week. He hasn't played in more than a month, and this appears to be right on the edge. If he practices fully Friday, he has a strong shot to play. If not, he likely becomes a game-time decision. Given how much Green Bay will lean on Josh Jacobs, Edwards' return would be huge. His ability to diagnose and shoot gaps in the run game is unmatched. Other Bears notes: Kyle Monangai is expected to play. Jalen Johnson, Noah Sewell, Dom Robinson, and Andrew Billings all appear ready. Billings' presence will be crucial against physical interior runs. Packers injury update. Green Bay's most interesting update involves Javon Bullard, limited Wednesday, did not practice Thursday, trending in the wrong direction. If he can't play, Green Bay loses a versatile safety/nickel piece who helps disguise coverages. Other Packers notes: Lucas Van Ness likely out. Devontae Wyatt heading to season-ending IR. Jaden Reed has been in his practice window for 2 weeks. Could be activated. Josh Jacobs expected to play. Matthew Golden trending upward but still unclear if Bullard and Van Ness both miss. Green Bay's defense becomes significantly more predictable. This Bears-Packers matchup isn't just another game. It's a measuring stick, a playoff-type environment, and a chance for Chicago to prove that their rise in November wasn't a fluke. 3 things will decide it. 1. Can the passing game finally click in the cold? 2. Can Nan Wright continue his unbelievable turnover streak? 3. Can Chicago win the physical battle in the trenches? The elements will be ugly. The tension will be high. The stakes will be real. But one thing is certain: both teams will leave everything on the field.